Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 22 as we continue our Swiss chocolate run here. Finally having sold some chocolate in the last episode, and that feels pretty good. But we're a long ways away from, I don't know, what I would consider being complete in this run, because I kind of want to get to a good, happy place, a consistent run of, like, just maybe more cows, just more stuff. I just kind of want to play around with this run a little bit more. I'm having fun with it, so that is what we're going to do. I do have a contract I just picked up, so we're going to go get this guy driving over to whichever field is first. 17, 9, and 4. I guess we'll come to 17. And go from there. You are picking up some herbicide, I should say. Now, we do not have to herbicide the plowed field, which is nice. Because obviously we used a plow for that, and that takes care of all the weeds for us. I still don't like plows, I'll be honest. I like cultivators better, or even better than that, I like planters that automatically cultivate for you. But I can't argue with the results. That's pretty nice. And I mean, I guess if you got a big enough plow where it just didn't take that long, it's not a bad way to go. Especially for root crops like this where you have to plow anyway. Not a lot of weeds, actually. But enough to matter, so still need to get them done. It's interesting that even though we're using precision farming, you know, the rest of the fields, the contract fields, don't. They still have to fertilize twice per cycle because they're not actually, you know, using any of that concept. Which, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting that's how they've got it set up. It's going to be a lot of sugar beets. I really hope we have enough money for the big machine, because this will not be fun to do with just the small tractor that we have to empty out like every 5 seconds. There really are not a lot of weeds on here, are there? Very, very sporadic. I could have gone out there and plucked them myself, probably. Oh, speaking of weeds, I actually spray for some weeds in my own yard, or my yard, but my kind of my rock areas, rocky, because where here in Colorado where I live, there's a lot of xeriscaping just to save on water and stuff like that. So there's like rocky areas that have a couple bushes and a tree and stuff like that. That weeds can still grow up in that area. So I gotta spray for that. I meant to spray for that today. All right, there we go. That is that. That did not take long at all. It's gonna drop you off over here to the side, I guess. Actually, you know what? I'll park you over in this way. I'm not using this area anyway. Alrighty, so that's done. I'm sure I need to do some more stuff with the cows, so we will definitely check on them here in a moment. Let me zip over to this other tractor because he's almost done, and I just want to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid here. I don't think we need much. Alright, that is that. Next would be, I think field 9 is right up here in front of us. Alright, get you rolling. Let's check on the cows now. So cows, you guys still have water, you still have hay. You guys, who's next to have babies? Looks like these down here, 80%, so we got 2 more months for those. Y'all need more straw, and probably some more TMR while we're at it, so let's go get that set up. Do I have anything left in the trailer at the moment? A very microscopic amount, so not enough to matter. Guess we'll get the straw first. I did not steer very straight, did I? One more straw bale in that first pile there. And then we're working on the next one. At some point we will have to plant something that gives us more straw. But, oh, not super priority right now. We got enough to last us still a little while. Quite a while, actually. But that's also mostly because we just don't have that many cows. 45 cows are not a lot in the grand scheme of things. I'd like to double that at some point. But of course, I'd also like to save up enough money to buy the big O cow pasture, but I'm not sure if that will happen on this save or not. So what are the goals of the save? We obviously have made chocolate, so that's done, right? So what else is there? I mean, I kind of want to pay off my loan and stuff, but there's obviously some nice equipment I want to get along the way as well. Every single bit that we pay off on the loan, that's probably enough straw for now, every single bit that we pay off in equipment, new equipment, is further away we have, you know, from paying off the loan in some sense. But at the same time, the more equipment that we have that we don't have to lease and things like that means the more money that we can make per year, which means eventually we will be able to pay off the loan quicker, things like that. So it's a little bit of every, you know, kind of got to look at it both ways. I mean, that's just life, right? That's, you know, anything you do is going to be like, do I go more into debt, or do I, or stay more into debt, maybe is a better way to put it, or do I actually pay off some debt and things like that? So it's always a balancing act of what gets you where you need to be faster. Now, debt's not usually great, right? But debt serves ultimately a purpose. Maybe not a good purpose, and then I think if you're in a position where you can pay cash for everything and never have to go be in debt, by all means, I personally highly recommend that. Debt is not a fun place to be most of the time, if ever, you know. But again, if you can make your debt work for you, right? So if you can go into debt, let's say you have to have a debt that costs you arbitrary numbers, $100 a month. But if by going into debt at $100 a month, you're able to do something that makes you $200 a month, well then obviously that's probably a sign of good debt. Now, if you're in $100 a month worth of debt and you're barely making ends meet, then maybe the debt definitely does not work for you in that case, because in that case the debt, you're paying more on I meant to get the hay first. You're paying more on interest, really, over the life of that debt than you are gaining from having it in the first place. But again, like I said, if you're making a lot of money because you took out some debt to kind of give you a starting place for something like a new business or something like that, and that business becomes successful, then I think most people would consider that fairly smart debt, because you're actually making it work for you in a bigger way than against you. So we need what? It's 5,000 straw. Oh my goodness, suddenly don't remember. Is it 4,500 hay? No. Oh my goodness, I don't remember what hay is. Why don't I remember? Hay is 4,500. Okay, no, I'm not completely crazy. Then why is it 5,000 straw? Straw 5,000? Why do I think straw was lower than that? All right. So we're at 5,000. We need to go to 9,500. Close enough. Still got all that hay over there in piles off to the other side. I need to see if I just haven't yet. I need to see if I can find me a larger hay loft or something like that, just because why not? Be good to have. I love that they added that I can see the TMR ratios just by being near this thing. Like, that is such a huge deal. I used to have to like connect to it every time, you know, back in 19 and I guess the early days of 22 as well. I mean, most of the time you can just remember what you did, like one bale of this, one bale of that, whatever, you know, where the ratio is perfect. But when you're doing it like this, where I'm having to be a little more dynamic with the amount of silage that I put in, I might forget, you know, what I put in there. Now, I still really want to get the self-propelled version of this. But at the same time, I could spend money on the self-propelled version of this, or I could just get the cow pasture that, if I understand it right, which I haven't had it yet, so I may be not understanding how it actually works, but I think it mixes it for you. So I think you just put in the ingredients, the hay, the silage, and the straw, and then it takes care of the actual mixing for you. I just realized our Field 9 guy over there is not doing anything. Apparently he is confused. No, we did put too much straw. Why is the straw suddenly more? How much is the straw usually? 5,000. Oh, no, never mind. That was only a third. I was like, why am I putting more in here? We have to put like 3,500 in, right? Promise I'm not completely crazy. I think I've just been putting in the 4 things in because it's not really worth it trying to stop it halfway. And we got plenty of silage. It's still not enough. 2 hay. It's 2 hay. Oh my goodness, guys. I promise I'm okay. 1 straw, 1 silage, 2 hay. Now the silage is 3,500, so I did need that extra little bit, I believe. But I'm missing that hay. I'm like, oh goodness. I've had a long day. I apologize for my craziness. Definitely a long day. But I got some good stuff done, so. I added a air compressor underneath the hood of my Bronco. It's an ARB air compressor, so now I can deflate and inflate all my towers out. If I want to go off-roading and stuff, I could just air down, go do my fun stuff, and then air back up to get back on the highway. All right, so 4,500 would be 18,000, right? Really, we just need to stop once it gets green. There we go. Good enough. Guess I'll dump the front piece here. Leave it be. Probably have to do another round of this, actually. So I will be back momentarily for you, my friend. Bam, got it all hooked up. Pretty cool. It's, like I said, it sits right underneath the hood. So when I close the hood, it's all safe and protected in there. There's plenty of space in there for it. And it connects to my auxiliary switches inside the Bronco, so I can just flip a switch, turns it on. Very nice. And I have a little hose that connects to all 4 tires at the same time, so that it equalizes the pressure between all 4 tires. It just makes it real easy. No, I was like, why are you not popping up? I had the wrong thing selected. Okay, how are we looking, cows? Oh, it's actually going to be good for a while, so we don't have to do another round right now. Hay we'll need to drop off at some point, but we're still going to be good for a bit. These cows can stay here for another month, and then they need to move over. And there are 8 of them, so we'll figure that out once we cross that bridge. I want to get into a pattern of having 6 at a time. So honestly, what I may do is drop the 8 off, sell the other 2. No, it's not really going to work for me, is it? Because at some point I'm going to have to buy 2 more to fill those 2. I'll figure it out at some point. Some way, somehow. These right here at 33 months. What I need to do is I need to sell these at 36 months. Because that's the point where they start losing value. Which means they won't be quite having finished reproducing. Why is that? Do they really, or is it really an odd number of the reproduction cycle? Maybe I do need to wait for these to finish reproducing and just accept that they're going to be a little bit less valuable at that point in time. Now, they're not going to go all the way down to 1,000, obviously. But they might be around this 1440 range or something like that. Now, these 8 are at max price at 29 months, and they just reproduced. Is that the thing to do? Sell them at 29? I don't know. We're going to hold off. Maybe there's a little bit of gap on the other side as well that I'm just not aware of. I thought it was 36 months is when they start dropping in price, but we'll keep an eye on it. Ooh, sorry, little fork. I forgot you were there. All right, here dropped off. Cows are good. Fields are good. Chocolate sold. Is there anything to do until we got to do the sugar? We've got to harvest the sugar beets in November. So between here and November, we're going to be selling both the sugar and the cheese. I don't think there's much to do. Oh, I got to finish these contracts. So yeah, I knew there was something else I was going to do. Oh, because you're dumb and you went... What are you doing over here? Sometimes I think it's... Honestly, this map seems to have the worst issues with contract guys, because they don't seem to understand how to work with these slightly angled fields, and I'm a little bit off center, so we're going to scooch over a smidge. Not off center, but off my line. You are the one that's reimbursed, so we don't want to turn you in yet. Anything else we want to do right now while we're kind of waiting for this guy to finish? So now we're at 14% sell price because we got... why? Because of the weed control, I guess? Got capped out? The tillage is still not capped out, though. It's so weird. But 14%, it's pretty close. I mean, max is 15, so that's really good. This map is very interesting. I actually like this map a lot just because I like the scenery and stuff like that. It's very cool. But this is one of those... It's a very strange map because we've only ever used, like, basically a quarter of the map. And even then, we haven't used all of it, to be fair. But that's the same with any map, to be fair, you know, in that context. But from the perspective of, you know, fields... Because all we ever do stuff on these is fields, right? But there's so much of... Where is it? Of this map that is just covered. Look at this. We're just in this little section right here. That's it. That's all we've ever done. And a little bit on these three, but those are kind of irrelevant to some degree. But you got all of this is land you can purchase. All of this is land you can purchase down here. Just so much grass and hills and stuff like that. I don't know if I would ever do... I mean, I don't know if I like mowing that much, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know if I would ever go into one of those areas and do anything with those. I'm happy with these fields and stuff. My next series, though, I think is going to be pigs. And I'm not sure when we'll start that, because I still got to get through this series, the tribute series, and just the normal start from scratch series, which we're a long ways away from the start from scratch one, I think. Still, I mean, we've got so many episodes in that, but we're still so far away because we are still kind of pushing for the cake. But there's a lot to go there. This one might be our closest in a lot of ways. Tribute run could be pretty close too, because we actually, once we start getting, we're actually starting to buy some of the big equipment. Like we're saving up for the big equipment now, so that one might be finished relatively soon as well. But I want to do I want to do pigs because we haven't done pigs, and pigs take a lot of varying crops, right? Like they have to take so many different crops to go into to feeding the pigs properly. Now there's a little bit of choice there, if I remember correctly. Like you can either do sugar beets or I'm not sure if it's potatoes, but like sugar beets or something else, or you can do, and that's one of the things, categories. Then you can do either like canola or soybeans maybe, or something like that. I'm probably wrong about the exact specific ones, but the point is that you have to give them like 4 or 5 different crops or something crazy like that. But it's like for each section, there's like a choice. At least that's how it was in 19. Truth be told, I haven't actually looked at them in 22. I don't know if there's any particular reason they would have changed it that much, but yeah, just something different. And the pig thing with pigs is all you're doing is you're selling pigs. There's no product from pigs. Now they do make slurry. I don't know if they make manure. I can't remember, but they definitely make slurry. But your whole point is to fatten them up and then sell them at their peak price and rinse repeat type of thing. So a little bit different. I probably will add to that something else, and I'll let you guys see that. You'll make sense once you actually see the see where I go with that. But I don't know when I'll start that. Like I said, I just got a lot of these other ones to go. Sorry, I got myself distracted. I'm trying. What was I doing again? Turning in these contracts. That's what I was doing, and yeah, just collect as is. So we're pretty good on the money right now. Oh, sorry. $44,000. Not bad. Yeah, I guess we're good. We're going to actually pay a little bit of a loan for the first time in forever. I'm trying to think. I just felt like there's something else I was going to do right now, but I guess not. Guess we're good to fast forward. Cows are good for one more month. And again, nothing to do with a crop, so I didn't check this. Not that it wouldn't matter, but just because I'm curious. Nope, nothing here. All right, let's fast forward another month. Actually, no, we're going to go ahead and put a cut in there. When we come back, next episode, we'll be fast forwarding a month and doing whatever we got to do. We're about to sell some cheese here, or no, sorry, some sugar here shortly. So that'll be our next sale, I think. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.